toe that is sliding forward, as soon as that foot gets to the front and you flatten it, at the same time, the back foot lifts up to the toe to start again on the other side. So you're back here on your toe, you're walking it through as this one's moving back, and now you switch. This one goes to flat, that one goes to toe. Now this one comes through on the toe, flat, and this comes up. You can separate them at first, if it makes it easier. Down, toe up. Flat, toe up. And then eventually get them going at the same time. So right when this one comes down, this one comes up. This one starts to move forward, this one comes up. Comes up. So even if it isn't smooth at first, as long as you're doing that part. Also, if you have toe stops in that are bigger than mine, you might not get as much clearance, but you can still do it a little bit. And really, as long as you're getting that motion of toe to toe to toe to toe, that's a dribble. A big thing with dribbling is learning how to stay in one place. You can do it moving, so it can look like this, where you're gonna move forward, or you're gonna move back. But for the most part, you're gonna wanna keep it in one place. Now you're always gonna be moving if your feet are exactly parallel. So the way to keep yourself in one spot is usually to tilt either a little bit in or to tilt in with the heels. So toes in or heels in, and it can be pretty subtle, and that will keep you in one place. So you can think of it as kind of tilting your toes in as you move. See how I'm kind of tilting it in? You don't have to do it the whole time. You kind of learn to do it whenever you need to keep yourself stable when you start to sense that you're moving. But this is kind of where crazy legs starts to come from. So crazy legs is just an extended way to move in one place. It's similar to a dribble, but it has a lot more weaving. Another thing I found when I was first learning to dribble was how much I pressed into the ground mattered. So everybody's a little bit different how they like to do it. But if you press more into the ground with that toe, it's gonna look different, and it's gonna maybe feel a little bit more stable versus back here. So I'm pushing through this. And that will also kind of keep me in one place, but actively this whole time, I'm kind of tilting around to keep myself stable. So I'm doing this. Tilting in a little sometimes. It's not a perfectly straight move. Because if I was just doing this, I would start to move forward. When I first learned to dribble, I learned how to do a pivot at the same time because I like the look of the dribble to the pivot. So with the pivot, the toe that is coming forward is just going to continue in a U around the other foot. And your whole body is going to go with it. So this is going like this, and now we're turning. Now the foot that your foundation is, it looks like it's flat, but it's actually a little bit more on the toes so that there can be clearance with the heel. So right now I'm lifting my heel a tiny bit to get around, and then I proceed with the dribble. Now if I want to go the other way, the toe that's coming forward is going to turn my body. It's basically like it's glued. So if your leg is turning, your body has to turn. It's all together. And as you can see, this one's kind of dragging. The foundation's dragging because the heel is a little bit up. So this one starts to turn, that one drags. This one starts to turn, that one drags. Toe comes forward. This toe comes forward. Eventually with that pivot, you could start to turn all the way around. So you could do a little dribble, 1, 2. 1, 2. You're basically just making a big oval with your foot.